Good evening, everybody, and we'll begin with breaking news, and it comes to us from Parma. Police are investigating what could be human remains in the woods behind the Toys R Us, which is on Day Drive. Channel 3's Hillary Golson is live at that scene, and we ask Hillary tonight, what do we know right now?
Good evening, Jimmy. Yes, we are learning some new details just now, actually. We just had a chance to speak with Lieutenant Kevin Riley with the Parma Police Department, who informed us that these are indeed human remains that were found. The problem is that investigators at this point don't really know exactly who this is, how those remains ended up there. Now, we do know that the medical examiner's office was here, including crime scene unit investigators trying to piece together the puzzle. We also had a chance to speak with two teenagers who were the ones that found those remains. They say they described them as large remains, a femur, even seeing a skull there, but it was also unclear to them what they were witnessing. And so right now, investigators are doing their best, taking those bones, the skull, away from the scene to do some further investigation to see exactly what they have here. But we'll be having much more, of course, coming up at 11 o'clock, including the interviews with those two people who happened upon this rather grisly sight. They say this is something they often do, just walking in wooded areas, and it's obviously not the thing you expect when walking along Day Drive in Parma. We're live in Parma tonight. I'm Hillary Golson, Channel 3 News. Jimmy?
Thanks very much, Hillary.
Live on the scene tonight. Hillary, what do we know?
Yeah, tonight, Sarah, we know that these two teens were on their way to the pet store, and they say they had gone behind this area many times before. They had seen a box spring, but never bones until today.
We see the skull, and I was like, oh, that's fake, pick it up. And so she picks it up, and looking at it, I could see that it was real bone.
And I saw like the teeth and everything, and I saw that it had all the silver things from like someone probably had a cavity, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is real. And I just dropped it, and I almost cried. Like I was like, this is not happening.
It was happening. Walking through an area of high grass and vegetation around 4:15 this afternoon. Mariah and Chris say they spotted the skull and bones.
The bed that like the bones were on was never there. There's like a box spring back there that's been there the entire time.
The teens say the remains were on top of a mattress.
Didn't see any of this stuff before. Now there was a whole bunch of clothes in the bones.
At first, they didn't believe it. Mariah exclaimed,
There's a femur on that mattress, and I'm like, no, there's not. And then there was like a skeleton, and then we saw like the head and everything, and we freaked out, and we had to call the cops.
The medical examiner, crime scene unit, police rolled up a short time later.
It's heartbreaking.
A woman who lives at the apartment complex in front of where this happened can't believe it.
We don't know who it was. I hope we don't know him. Or we don't know her. Or, I don't know. I'm just concerned.
Now, Mariah and Chris say that those bones were large, but we can't extrapolate anything from that. At this point, investigators say everything was so decomposed that they don't even know a race, an age, or even a sex. But the medical examiner is now investigating, and we should know more tomorrow. We're live here in Parma tonight. I'm Hillary Golson, Channel 3 News.